Public service announcement. Don't be that guy. What guy, you say? That one guy, you know, that truck driver that likes to throw his trash out all over the place. Cigarette butts fly out the window right into the grass on fire. Nobody, you know, that guy that don't care. Also, don't be that guy that pulls up when everybody's in line waiting in front of a shipper to get loaded. You pull up last, 2 minutes before they open, walk to the front of the line because everybody's waiting in their trucks for the gate to open, walk in there, and now you're being loaded first. And the guy who was third in line is now sitting in a lot waiting to get loaded because they only had room for 3 trucks. And you ended up taking my spot, you son of a... Normally I would have said something when I went in there, but I don't know, was I half asleep? I'm surprised I didn't say anything, because normally I'd have told them up there when I checked in, hey, just so you know, this motherfucker who checked in first was last. Just an FYI. But I don't know. Sometimes I'm not like myself and I keep my mouth shut, which is very rare, so. Here we are sitting here. Where are we? We are in Wyandotte, Oklahoma. Literally, that building right there is on the border of Oklahoma and Mississippi. No. Oklahoma and Missouri. Literally, when you drive to their gate, you go from Missouri into Oklahoma. It's funny. When you look it up, you have to look it up with them. Even though you get a Oklahoma address on your Raycon sheet, when you look it up, it's in Seneca, Missouri. But this load is going to take us to Temple, Texas. Obviously, I said it was Wyandotte, Missouri. It's going to take us to Temple, Texas, to a Walmart. So this whole weekend, I'm on loads that are going to, because this, I'm reading the reviews here, and people say they've waited 7 hours to get loaded here. Took us, 8 hours yesterday to get unloaded, like 6 hours to get loaded. So I'm on these loads that are, I feel like I'm back at Prime, just sitting and waiting to get unloaded and loaded. This is some baloney. So we'll see how long it takes. This delivers tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. 450 miles, I think it is. Something like that. 400 and change. So it's not a big, long run. So we'll get it there today. Now, it would have been nice to get loaded first thing this morning, and then we can get there at some decent hour to where we can find parking. But of course, we're going to end up getting it there at midnight or some bullshit, because they hold us here all day and won't be able to find parking. That's getting old with these non-expedited runs. I'm used to these expedited runs where you pick up, they can't get it on your truck fast enough, and then when you get there, they'll take you anytime you get there, and they can't get it off your truck fast enough. These grocery loads are nonsense. This is going to Walmart. They're calling it a paper products. So I don't know if, paper plates, napkins or something. There's no hint of what. Now this place does have its own scale, although it doesn't look like it's worked in a million years, and they got a trailer just blocking the entrance, so I guess you don't get to use it. But that's always scary. When you're at a shipper that has its own scale, you know it's going to be a heavy load. You know it. 12 miles up the road is Joplin 44, which was cool. When we got to Joplin 44 yesterday, we were 30 miles from this place. And it's like, okay, cool, we got within 30 miles. And I happened to Google it when I was doing, what time do we get there, and I was looking because I knew I was going to pick it up. So I happened to Google where it's at so I can see where the gate is and everything. And Google says we're 13 miles away. So I look, and it's like straight up US 43 to Business 60, and we're there. I'm like, why the hell? This thing wants me to go 43 to the 44. No, 43. Yeah, 43 to the 44 to the 49 to the US 60, and then 60 all the way in, is what my truck GPS wanted to do. So, of course, I'm looking at the Google, and it does have to go through a small town, and I'm like, oh, I bet you that town is no trucks, and that's what my GPS is trying to avoid. So, we're at Iron Skillet at this point, so I don't have an atlas to look at, so I'm Googling Street View of the city, looking for any no truck signs. And the only thing I came up to is when you go through the city, it said trucks follow Business 60. But it's like, that's already through the city. And right before the city, there's a truck stop, a mom and pop truck stop coming from Joplin. So if you were coming from the US 60, you'd have to go through the little town to get to that truck stop. And I don't see any signs. So when I get back to the truck, I check the atlas for any restrictions, and there's not saying there's any restrictions. Now, that's not the end all be all, guys. I've looked in the atlas before for restrictions, and there are none. But when you get to that town, the town themselves will have a restriction for trucks. So the atlas isn't 100% accurate all the time. Just like your truck GPS isn't. You might run across your truck GPS where it wants you to go straight, and you're looking at a sign, no through trucks, or no trucks or whatever, and it's this. You Google it, and it's like it's straight through, but you're going through a little town in the city. You still want trucks driving through that town. So I ended up saying, well, screw the 36 miles or whatever it is. I'm going this way, and yeah, my GPS wanted me to turn around at that truck stop and go back and go around. And as soon as I passed that street the truck stop was on, my GPS rerouted and took me through the town and over, which was at that point we were 2 miles away. The weird thing is normally when there's a restriction that was causing it to do that, my GPS would keep trying to turn me around until you got to the restriction, and then it would tell you what your violation was, weight warning or low bridge or whatever, and it never did. It just rerouted. So there was something in the GPS that made it not want to go that way, but it wasn't in the system as a violation. So who knows what it was. It definitely didn't give me a violation of any kind or tell me there was a violation. And there was no signs. I was watching for signs because I'm going to go back that way. And obviously, if I ran into no through trucks or something like that, I didn't want to go back that way. Of course. This is a place you got to slide your tandems, and it's freaking wet and muddy out, so that's a bummer. I'm taking pictures. It's wet and muddy out. So I'm going to get my shoes all yucky. Sucks. But, I don't know. I maybe some intuition or something told me don't say nothing. But normally I'd have been all over the guy. Hey, boy, bro, what the hell? Why don't you tell him that you're last in line? Or I would have told them, just so you know, this guy's last, that guy's last in line. Because, it's a first come, first serve facility, it looks like, because everybody here had 7 o'clock appointments. Because that's one of the things we all ask. What's your appointment time? What's your appointment? 7, 7, 7, 7. It is what it is, man. That's trucking. That is trucking. The one thing you will deal with out here as a truck driver is 100% rude, disgusting animal truck drivers that just have no no sense of decent humanity or common sense or anything. They're trucking because they can't be in society. They can't function in a normal society. I'm surprised there ain't any more serial killer truck drivers, to be honest with you. Trucking with David H. on Facebook. Like, comment, subscribe. I hear her coughing back there, so I know she's awake. Let's do it one more time. Like, comment, subscribe. She left me here.